Pop Squat, coming at you. Got a long one today. I'm sure it's going to be long because it's BTS, and people have been telling me for weeks, months, really, since I started doing BTS to react to their BTS MMA awards performance. I hope this is the right one. It's from 2018. Someone in the comments on this video were nice enough to list all the songs. So starting from the beginning, there's an intro that goes on for quite a while. It looks like, I don't know if intro is an actual song by them or if it's just the intro to this whole video. At about 4 minutes, the song Fake Love comes on. At about 9 minutes, 15 seconds, Airplane Part 2. Not as good as the original movie. Haha, joke from 40 years ago. At 14 minutes and 20 seconds, another intro, and it's the intro to Idol, which starts at 17 minutes and 5 seconds, and it also lists for the Idol song an epilepsy warning, so there must be lots of flashing lights. I'm not sure if it's really going to be super problematic on my screen, but if you're watching your phone really close, you may want to be careful about it if you get seizures. That was all I needed this for, but I will keep that little piece of paper there so that I know what song we're talking about. 20 minutes, 45 seconds. I'm going to try not to talk too awful much, but if something strikes me, I'll say something. I don't want this to be like an hour long, but given the way I talk sometimes, who the hell knows? So buckle in, I'll try and keep it a reasonable length, and let's go. BTS, the MMA 2018 full performance, 20 minutes, 45 seconds. So one thing I have to keep in mind, this is pre-COVID, so it's not going to address anything like that. It's not going to have anything about all the crap that resulted from it. This wasn't filmed in the U.S., so it's also probably not going to necessarily be geared toward a U.S. audience, and I am certainly a U.S. audience. Trying to think what else would be important to really think about this. I'm not sure if I think of anything else. I think those are two big parts of it, though. And I'm not familiar with this awards show. I'm not familiar with how these shows are presented in other parts of the world. Melon Music Awards, I'm not... Is this must be Korean? Because I see Melon Music Awards 2018 and then 2 with some... I think it's Korean writing, because it's very angular. That's the only way I can recognize Korean writing. So I think this is from Korea, and I really am not familiar with their culture and how they do their TV shows and things like that. Like even this intro that says, "Who are you?" This seems almost like its own little music video that is being produced, but it was live on air. So I'm expecting a lot of attention to detail on this because that's how it seems to be put together, just even in the first 7 seconds.
우리가 어떻게 살고 싶은 거 약간 보여지는 게 솔직히 약간 연기하는지 상담하는지 재미난
Kind of dreamy.
Some moments get more right lucid as time goes by.
So I think a lot of people would look at this and go, God, how pretentious. And I can totally see that, right? Like, what do they think they're doing? But at the same time, my first thought was, oh, I get it. They're turning this musical performance basically into a stage production. Like they want to present this as if it's a play. I mean, the costuming says that, the staging says that. Everything about this reminds me of Phantom of the Opera, right? And I'm sure that's not necessarily what they were trying to get across because, again, cultural differences and things like that. It's not a half mask, it's a full mask. It's more of a masquerade sort of thing because of the colored stuff on the mask. But it's cool to see artists actually give it this much thought and turn it into a real presentation, like a pageant of some, like a play. It's like a play.
I shall not only your true self, but also your fake self.
내용 모습을 이상하게 보여주고 싶어. 그래서 아무리 좋은 모습을 보시니까.
Nice.
Now that I'm looking back, it was this night that I thought I was made by the
What cool masks.
진짜 항상 예쁘게 포장되어
In the future, when BTS runs the world as a secret council from on high. The keyhole is interesting. So, is that supposed to be us? Like we got a secret glimpse inside? Like that's kind of cool. I don't know what they're trying to say, but it is kind of a cool thing. That's neat. I like that. I know, I've said before, I'm not a dance guy, I don't get it, but holy crap, can I recognize incredible dancing when I see it. That was so cool. Nice. So this is even really interesting too, and I'm gonna read way more into this than I necessarily think was intentional, but I don't know. It's just what I think. They're all in their own separate little compartments. They're all doing their own thing. It's gray and drab. They're wearing dark clothes. They feel terrible, right? It just looks like a terrible situation to be in. It looks like it. It reminds me of the scene in Joe versus the Volcano where he's in the fluorescent lights and they're sucking the life out, and it's such a great movie. And that scene in particular is fantastic. But that's the, like, they're all in their own little compartments. They're all on their own, and what they want to be doing is dancing, and that's what they're doing in their life is dancing. But everything around them is gray and drab and terrible, and I bet it's gonna change in just a minute here. And now they're together. Does that say something? If it does, I don't know what it... Oh, that's interesting. He's like hanging his arm through one of the ribbons here. They do not all have ribbons. Every other person has ribbons. Interesting. Sorry, and like I said, I may be reading way more into this than is reasonable, but if they're going to put stuff on screen, I think it's worth considering, at the very least. Really neat set. I mean, it's very cool looking. Tied down, caught. Their true selves hidden. It's pretty clever. Okay, the shot with his eye is just a little bit creepy there. Right here. Creepy. Still creepy. So I don't know any of these songs. I just want to make that clear up front. I don't remember if I said it at the beginning. These are all new to me. So what I'm saying, I have zero information about other than what I'm seeing and hearing. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You will all let me know. Yeah. So we're 4 minutes in. The first few minutes, not a lot of energy, right? And they come out and start dancing, and the crowd is just screaming the lyrics back at them, and I can't imagine the energy in this auditorium, this stadium, wherever they are, because it must be bonkers considering they're only a few minutes into the actual song. And the fact that there's another 15 or so minutes, people are probably having their heads explode by the end. So they have the Beatles problem of the fans being so loud that their voices are kind of disappearing a little bit. They're not entirely, but this certainly could have been mixed better to bring their voices forward more to hear it, but it's a live performance, and so it's hard to know when they're doing the setup. how loud the crowd is going to be. I also think it's really interesting, or at least I noticed, I want to point out that I noticed, that the little boxes that they were in at the beginning are still on stage. So I can only assume they're going to retreat back into those, and they're either going to pull apart and go away, or rise up, or sink down, or something, and that's going to be how they transition from this song to the next song. And it's kind of an interesting thing. Like, why are they still there? Why are those boxes still there? They've got to do something with them. At least I think so, right? Maybe they're just going to disappear at some point in the song, and I'm completely wrong. Oh, they're gone. And also keep in mind that they have to keep in mind that they have to keep in mind when they are coming up with which songs to do, unless these are all nominated songs for this awards show. They have to know that they're going to be performing these live on stage with people yelling the lyrics back at them or screaming back at them and echoing what they're saying, and they're not going to be perfectly on the beat. So they really almost have to ignore the crowd, but at the same time feed off the energy of the crowd and kind of give back. It's really kind of a complicated thing to do, especially with 7 of them on stage, and they all have to kind of keep that in mind. And it's that's hard. I mean, that's tricky to do because it's not like a play. You don't scream and yell and clap all the way through a play, right? You listen to what's going on, and then you scream and yell and reward the performers. In music, that is just not what happens. And and I bet they put a lot of thought into we can't do that one because what we're going to get back isn't going to fit with our timing or whatever. It's going to throw things off, or it's going to interrupt what we're actually trying to do. Really kind of and I hadn't really considered that before, but that has to be a consideration for them, and it's really pretty interesting. Uh-oh. So is that them rejoining the crowd? Is that other people coming in to say the things that you're experiencing aren't valid and we're going to reabsorb you into society because we don't agree, or are these people helping them to be them true selves but still be able to hide and be anonymous? And I mean, I don't know the answer, and I don't know if they had necessarily a specific intention. Excuse me. I just had some very delicious quiche, and it is making me hiccup. If this is supposed to be, I completely lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I don't know if this reading is intentional or if they just wanted it to look cool. See, and they had to know the crowd was going to start doing this. The band or the music just has to play along and keep the beat accurately, even if the crowd is not spot on. And that's tricky. Okay, I knew this was going to happen because I don't have premium. Okay, let's not restart, but go skip this. It's cool animation on this. I love this music, by the way. This sort of gives me like a little bit of a like almost a little bit of a South American feel. And again, I don't know if that's accurate. That's just kind of the feel I get from it. But I really like this sort of the syncopation of it, because I love syncopation and I love the kind of back and forth, and I really think this sounds neat. Love the music. Yeah, see, the sound mix is not good on this because I can almost not hear him at all, and I'm sure it has to do with the crowd yelling, but they should have boosted his voice more, and maybe they'll correct it here live as we're going along, but it's not doing the song a service. I also really like the theme they have going here of sharing the microphone, and it's a really kind of effective use of a really simple prop to quickly and easily shift focus from one performer to the next, because what you're really concentrating on is the microphone, right? You're tracking who the microphone is in front of and who is using it, and when one singer performer moves away from it, you kind of ignore them and you just track the microphone, and then the next person comes up. And it also says something really cool about them working together as a team, right? We all share the spotlight. Love this music. So if you can make it out, I don't have the best setup here to record music. I have a mic and speakers that are 12 years old. But if you can hear what the crowd is doing, you can feel they're dragging a little bit behind where the band is and the singers are, and it's got to be really kind of a dissonant experience for BTS, that like all of them, because they have both the music and the crowd that they have to kind of keep track of one and ignore the other, even though they can hear both of them. Do not envy them. And I said earlier this reminds me of like South American music, but I don't know. This could actually be Indian or African. I just don't know what feel they were going for, and the background is sort of indistinct enough that I have to question the South American thing, because I don't know if there are necessarily palm trees native to South America, so that makes me think this is supposed to be in reference to some other sort of music. Even so, I really like how it sounds. Nice. I like this song a lot. Wow. Great song. I gotta listen to that on its own.
힘들지?
So now this is another intro. I don't know to what. Well, Idol is the next song.
그래도 뭐 힘들어도 이게 행복한 거 아닌가?
행복하지. 근데 솔직히 좀 행복해.
연습생 때 꿈꾸던 게 이런 거잖아.
행복하다. 편집 보러 가자.
And the Billboard Music Award goes to BTS! Army, our friend, and thank you very much. Please, Army, remember what we say. Love myself, love yourself. 정말 사랑하고 감사합니다. 저 멋진 방탄 생각하겠습니다.
I think this is also really interesting. Obviously, it's an awards show, right? So they want to both the awards show people, the organizers, the people who put it on, and BTS and Hybe? Is it Hybe or is it Hybe? I'm not the management company. They want to. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of what I'm trying to say. They clearly are going out of their way to humanize these guys, to not make them just be huge stars, to make sure that people know their personalities, both as a group and individually, and that they're just youngish. I don't know exactly how old they all are. 20s, maybe some of them are 30 now or 30s now. I'm not sure because I know they've been around for 10 plus years, so they could easily be in their 30s. But just the fact that they do that, as opposed to hiding all of the personal stuff away, or and maybe they are only showing us the good stuff, the things where they're getting along, and hey guys, I know you're fighting, just, slap each other on the back and be nice, and and maybe they are manipulating us to some extent, and it doesn't seem like it, but again, that's the information they're presenting to us, is that these guys all get along and they love each other like brothers, and guess what? Brothers fight, so I'm sure they also fight, but they don't want to show us that stuff, right? Yeah, it's really interesting because a lot of bands don't bother to do this. They don't care at all what people think about them. And they're like, hey, I'm not a role model, screw you. You want to follow, I'm just a guy. Well, yeah, you are just a guy, but you have a lot of people's attention and what you do matters. And these guys, it really seems like they take that responsibility seriously. And it's pretty remarkable. I mean, it really is remarkable because a lot of people don't ever grow up enough to figure out that anything you say could be an incredibly important memory to someone or experience to someone, and it seems like they really get it. Sorry, I want to explain that a little bit. When I said everything you say could be significant to somebody, I actually mean that. Like, think about some weird thing in your life that has stuck with you that somebody has said, and you said in your head, or you remembered it because it spoke to you in some way, and you were like, oh, I get something new. Like, I understand something that I didn't before, and it was based on just this throwaway comment by somebody, or this throwaway action, or like whatever. Everybody has stuff like that. At least I hope everybody has stuff. I have stuff like that. Things that I remember that just clicked with me, and I don't remember anything else about the situation. And that the fact that these guys have tens of millions of people's eyeballs on them, and ear holes on them, ear hole. And they take that seriously. They're telling everybody constantly, hey, well, they just said, love yourself, love me, love myself, whatever that saying was. It's really super impressive. Oh, I see in the corner we're going to go to an ad in just 5 seconds. G-Fit. When you're trapped inside during the pandemic. That's cool. So now this should be idle. I haven't heard this before either. Okay, so super definitely going to be Asian themed. I think those might be koto drums that I'm hearing. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like that. They're big, boom, 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 that sort of drum. I have no idea what this song is about, other than it's called Idol, and I'm guessing it's about fame and maybe what it means to be famous, or what it feels to become famous, and maybe it's about the responsibility of that I was just talking about, and I'm super curious. Okay, that shot of him standing there, totally in my Gen X brain, reminds me of the Muppet Show. The beginning where they're all in their little alcoves. Nice. So these colors, can somebody tell me? 1 second. These colors in the background, are these traditional red, green, or red, blue, yellow? Are those combinations traditional, or is this something for the modern day? Is this something that they've reinvented and redone the art for? Because it doesn't. Because I don't know, honestly. I don't know if these are traditional colors that you would see on a piece of furniture like this, or a piece of decor, maybe. But it's interesting and it's gorgeous stuff. I mean, it just looks fantastic. And you can always get me with drums. I would listen to the beginning of that we just listened to again and again and again, because the drums are so cool, and the percussion in general. Nice. See how they follow the prop again? So last time they were using that microphone, this time it was the fan where he fake throws it to the other guy, and your eye is naturally going to follow, and he catches it. He doesn't actually catch it, it's already in his hand, but it's a super effective use of shifting focus to another member of the band. Are we going to see more of it? Huh? Really super interesting and great use of these traditional instruments to get a different feel out of them. And again, I'm speaking almost purely from a position of ignorance on that, but the fact that it's using traditional instruments and yet it still sounds like it's part of what I'm sure is a hip-hop song is super cool. Throw the mask. Nice. Yeah, that horn is a little much for my ear, but whatever. Another ad. We are going to ignore you, evil ad. That makes it possible for us to watch this.
12.
No, you stop. 12 cents from Audible? How remarkable. Oh, so this is now Idol. Wow. like that part. Honestly, I'm gonna say something people might not like. I'm not overly caring for this song. It just seems like a really big pop song. But I also don't know the lyrics and don't know anything about it and the story behind it. So just what I'm hearing and seeing, yes, it's a fantastically amazing concert song, and there's so much energy, and I'm sure I'd be having a blast if I were there watching it, just because there would be so much energy. The song itself is not doing much for me, but I really liked this guy right here. I am terrible. I think it was him, where he comes in and has kind of a little bit more of a choppier style to his rap, and it sounded great. I loved it. Great. Great energy. So think about how amazing their voices are, and what they can do with their voices and their performance. And one of the coolest things about this song is a simple oh. Like, how cool is that? You don't have to have the best voice, you just have to have really good ideas. Oh yeah. As if I have anything to say. Come on. I cannot possibly add anything meaningful to that. It's just such a freaking fantastic performance. I mean, and I have seen performances better than this. The Grammys or something years ago, where Prince was playing the guitar, and then at the end he throws it up in the air and it just is gone, never comes back. That was, that is probably my absolute favorite piece of concert footage ever. And it was also at an award show. But man, I mean, yep, this is good. I mean, there's no arguing that. I mean, unless you just don't like the music, right? If you just dislike this music, this is not going to be good, and that's just your experience, and fine, you don't have to listen to it. Haha, see how that works? Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I hope you guys liked it. I really thought this was great, and even though I didn't love the song Idol, Airplane, man, I'm gonna go find that right now, because that's just a good song. That was great. Loved it. Loved the sound of it. All of it. So good. That's it for today. I wanted to do another BTS, so I hope you like it. I'm probably going to do some more videos, because I really have been enjoying some of the stuff we've been listening to lately, and Man, if I could do this all the time, it really would be so cool to do. I can't even imagine that that could be a thing, but I can just do it on my own, and it's fun regardless. So even if I've made $0 on this, no, I'll announce that in another video. I'm gonna do a giveaway. I missed getting to 2,000 followers, so I'll probably do 2,500. So just stick around, and yeah, I hope you like this. This was great. This was really, really good. I'm so happy to be finding more stuff by these guys that I really, really like. And I'm serious. I'm gonna go download Airplane Part 2 right now because it is so good. Have a good day. Pop Squat. Checking out. Adios. Have a good time. If you're in America, I guess if you feel like celebrating 4th of July, go ahead. I don't really. Again, that's because we are currently dealing with a Supreme Court that's completely illegitimized itself and needs to be put in check, because that is the point of having a system of checks and balances. So the executive branch and the, what's it called? I don't even remember. Administrative branch? Bureaucratic branch? I don't know what it is. Needs to get the court under control, because it is out of control. It is not doing what the people want, and it is also and reinterpreting our Constitution, which is messed up. Wow, that's a lot of stuff at the end of a BTS song that had nothing to do with any of this. Have a good